All right, so this long-awaited final leg up for the 2025 crypto bull run is being a little bit enigmatic. It's keeping us waiting, I think that's fair to say. But there are still plenty of signs not to worry that it is going to happen, probably starting Q3/Q4 of this year, 2025, of course. First of all, institutional interest for Bitcoin and Ethereum, ETH, as we've been discussing lately, is one of the main indicators here. Another big indicator is the Nasdaq filing of an 8K form that's used to broaden their benchmark index, and they're looking to add 4 digital assets, new ones. And that's 4 new assets in addition to the 5 current assets on the Hashdex Nasdaq Crypto Index US ETF, bit of a mouthful, the NCIQ. So 4 in addition to the existing 5, we're going to see a total of 9. Nasdaq specifically filed for Ripple, XRP, Solana, SOL, SOL, Cardano, ADA, and Stellar, XLM. The Securities and Exchange Commission has a decision deadline, which is the 2nd of November of this year. Are these the next crypto ETFs that we can expect to see approval for? And just how much are these altcoin projects going to pump? Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie, and this is Altcoin Buzz. I wish you all the best of luck if you choose to invest. Maybe you're going after altcoins that are specifically in the spotlight of the SEC for ETF approval. Or maybe it's a whole other batch. Whatever the case may be, if you're in crypto, if you're in altcoins, then I genuinely wish you very well. I hope it's a good space for you. But just remember, I am not a financial or investment advisor, and this video, by extension, is not official financial or investment advice. At number 1 here on the list, and as no surprise, since I already mentioned it in the introduction, we do have Ripple XRP, which is a project that really is managing to stay kind of in the spotlight right now. It's getting a lot of attention. We recently posted a pretty popular video about XRP just a few days ago. Check that one out if you haven't already. Since that time, Ripple's actually come up with some pretty interesting news, and we have some updates that I want to get right into. First of all, Ripple announced its own EVM sidechain. Axelar is one of the bridge providers, and this is big since this links the XRP L chain to Ethereum's DeFi ecosystem. Now, at the time of this recording, it is still in the testnet phase, but it's growing quickly as far as we can tell. PureSys Technology is one of the builders here. It states that 87 new entities are now contributing to the ecosystem. And what is particularly interesting here is that most have no prior XRP involvement. So right now, that's only 2 months into the testnet. We also have native USDC, which is now live on the XRP ledger. That is another big step. It is the second biggest stablecoin by market cap, of course. However, USDC by Circle is much more compliant. Even though it's number 2, it's much more compliant compared to Tether's USDT. And then last among those updates, but certainly not least, is the fact that Ondo Finance is bringing tokenized real-world assets to the XRP ledger. Its flagship short-term U.S. Treasuries Fund, or OUSG, is now live on the XRPL. This is a big deal, and it's very important because it gives institutions exposure to on-chain U.S. Treasuries. Plus, it also gives Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin utility beyond payments. That's one that hasn't performed super well yet, the RLUSD, but we'll see how this update goes in terms of its success in the near-term future. Good updates all around. We've got a new project at Altcoin Buzz that we're very excited to be sharing with you. Check out the information in the description of this video. That's where you can register and find out more. Once again, check out the description. At number 2 here, we are looking at none other than the comeback kid, Solana SOL, and it's been able to revive itself, resurrect itself really for good reason. Every time you seem to think that Solana is just hanging on to the ropes for dear life, as a project, it gets back up. It gets stronger. We saw Pump.Fun, which seems to be more dead than alive nowadays. Some would say that's a good thing. Whatever your opinion may be when it comes to that, the point is that a lot of people predicted Solana's downfall when the launchpad crashed. But Solana continues to persist. We have a lot of recent news and quite a few positive updates that are coming out of the Solana camp. The big news over the weekend was that Bybit launched Buy Real on Solana. That's a DEX potentially competing in the same market as Hyperliquid. So we're talking perps here. It's also one more centralized exchange that enters the DeFi realm. And the choice here to launch on Solana is obviously not an accident. We are seeing more and more firms that are starting to get digital assets treasury reserves. Meme Strategy is the next one in line, it seems. This is a publicly listed company On the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, it bought 2,440 SOL, SOL, worth about 2.9 million Hong Kong dollars, or about 380,000 US dollars. Now, admittedly, that doesn't sound like a whole lot of money, but it is the first Hong Kong listed firm to invest in that particular ecosystem in Solana. So it sets a bit of a precedent here. Its stock went up by 20% after that announcement. And then also, perhaps more impressively, we have Fidelity that has filed the S1 for a Solana ETF. So things are looking pretty good. Next up here, we are looking at Cardano and ADA, which as a project is also managing to stay in the spotlight, very much so. It remains a top 10 contender by crypto market cap. Charles Hoskinson, the founder, he's always good for some headlines, sometimes positive, sometimes negative. And not too long ago, he publicly stated that he wasn't a big believer in Bitcoin. Hoskinson was even quoted as saying, "I don't see how Bitcoin survives. It is a religion, not an ecosystem. Its hash rate will fall and it will die a slow heat death." Harsh words. But then, shortly after he issued that statement, Cardano started planning to offer L2 functionalities for Bitcoin. And then actually his opinions, I guess, continued to evolve beyond that. He's more recently stated that he wants to buy Bitcoin with the Cardano treasury. And the logic here is he said that they can make the Bitcoin work and earn yield. From this yield, the treasury can buy ADA back. And to be honest, the Cardano community seems to be divided on this issue. Yes, it's a bold strategy, but is Hoskinson just selling off his ADA here? I am curious to hear your thoughts about that one in the comments below. So anyways, the constant, I suppose, is there's never a dull moment with Charles Hoskinson. Now, the current price of ADA, as I record right now, sits at 55.5 cents. That's a pretty good ways away from where it was in December of last year. And certainly its all-time high, which for context was $3.09 almost 4 years ago. Last but not least here, and maybe the surprise entry on this list, is Stellar, ticker XLM, which is a decentralized payments network. It was launched a long time ago, over 10 years ago, actually, back in 2014. So it is a veteran among veterans in this space. Stellar is also in the top 20 of all crypto projects as measured by market cap. And the truth is that for a crypto project with such a long history, that is a good sign. And I say that because, as you know, over 90% of crypto projects don't survive more than one bull and bear market. Whereas Stellar, on the other hand, has been around for all of them. Its founder, Jed McCaleb, also founded Ripple. However, after a disagreement with another Ripple founder, Chris Larson, McCaleb founded Stellar by forking XRP. Initially, Stellar aimed more for retail instead of institutions. And it's no surprise that Stellar is also very active in the RWA sector. That is where we can expect massive growth, according to just about every analyst out there, in the next 5 to 10 years. And Stellar right now is currently in third place as a blockchain for utilizing RWAs. PayPal is bringing its PYUSD stablecoin to Stellar. A new feature is PayFi. PayPal uses Stellar's access to over 170 countries. Not to mention, by the way, that Stellar is fast and offers very low-cost transactions. It seems to be that kind of a ho-hum day in the market, and we have the current price of XLM, which is down a little bit at 23.5 cents, and that's about 70% down from its all-time high of 87 cents, which was hit 7 years ago. However, we do see that in the last year, XLM shot up by about 170%. In November, it got all the way to 56 cents. Let me know among the projects that we talked about today, those that I suppose are being considered by the SEC, which one among these 4 altcoins is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Also, be sure to join our growing and lively discussions on social media. We have X, we have Discord. You can find those links and those discussions in the description of this video below.